Dear viewers, a few days ago we exposed how notorious gangster Nilesh Ghaiwal managed to get a passport and flee India despite being booked under Makoka and ordered by court to surrender the passport. That story struck a nerve with many of you. But here is the thing, this saga isn't over. It has just taken a darker turn. Picture this, a man with a violent past, deep ties to one of Pune's most feared gangs. Police say he should never be anywhere near a weapon, and yet he gets official permission to carry one. Not by accident, not by oversight, but by decision, by approval, by power. That man is Sachin Ghaiwal, brother of absconding gangster Nilesh Ghaiwal. And the man who signed his gun license? Not a clerk, not a faceless babu. It is Minister of State for Home Affairs, Yogesh Kadam, the very man responsible for keeping weapons out of dangerous hands. So here is the burning question. How did the brother of an absconding gangster get a gun license the police themselves rejected? And what does it say about a system where criminals are denied by cops but blessed by ministers? Hello, I am Tejas and this is Honest Take on Lokmat Times. Before we break down this shocking tale of power protecting crime, do subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. It all started with a name that has long haunted Pune's underworld, Ghaiwal. Nilesh Ghaiwal, known for extortion, gang wars, shootouts and a reputation that makes rivals cross the street to avoid him. His brother Sachin isn't clean either. He has been booked for attempted murder, Arms Act violations and links to organized crime. So when Sachin applied for a gun license, the Pune police did what they should. They said no. Their report flagged his record, his affiliations and the clear risk of misuse. Case closed, except it wasn't. On June 20, 2025, Minister Yogesh Kadam personally approved Sachin's appeal. By June 26, the order was signed and sealed. One problem, the police had already rejected it, and even after the minister's nod, they refused to issue the physical license. Because sometimes, even in a compromised system, someone in uniform still draws a line. But what happens when that line between politics and policing disappears? When the man sworn to uphold the law starts bending it for special cases. The Pune police stood firm. Their reasoning was simple. You can't trust a man with a gun who has been accused of using one illegally before. They cited case after case, attempted murder, illegal arms possession, gang links. The Ghaiwal name has surfaced in multiple investigations over the last decade, from the 2010 Dattawadi shootout to extortion rackets across Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad. Even after Kadam's approval, police sources confirmed, we are holding it. That's gutsy and rare. After the storm broke out, Minister Kadam did what cornered politicians always do. He ran to social media. He claimed there were no pending cases against Sachin on the hearing date. The applicant had been acquitted earlier. He followed the rules, and that critics were wrongly linking Sachin to his brother's crimes. He even described him as a teacher and businessman. A teacher and businessman whose brother runs a gang, whose own record lists attempted murder and illegal arms, whose name keeps surfacing in organized crime files. Kadam used technicality to justify absurdity. He hid behind paperwork and ignored the spirit of the law. Because when witnesses turn hostile and courts acquit, it doesn't cleanse your record. It exposes how power manipulates justice. Let's unpack Kadam's no pending cases claim. Police and court records clearly link Sachin Ghaiwal to multiple criminal cases. In the 2010 Dattawadi shootout, both brothers were acquitted only because witnesses turned hostile, a textbook gang intimidation tactic. So yes, technically he was acquitted, but morally, socially and practically everyone knows what that means. Kadam also ignored what the Arms Act explicitly says. Final authority rests on the police assessment of threat and suitability. Ministers are supposed to consider that report, not override it. By overruling it, Kadam did not just insult the police, he undermined the entire principle of law and order he is meant to defend. Former Home Minister Jayant Patil called it out bluntly. It is shocking that the application of a person connected to a notorious gang received a go-ahead. The minister should never have approved it without police consent. Opposition leaders have demanded Kadam's resignation, and rightly so. Because if a minister can hand a weapon to someone the police call dangerous, what is next? Gangsters with government escorts? This isn't about one gun license. It is about a mindset. where politicians treat state machinery as their personal favor factory. The pattern is old and ugly. Police investigate, politicians interfere, officers who resist get transferred, those who obey get promoted. This time, though, the Pune police did not bend. They froze the file, refused to issue the gun license. But even that defiance raises a larger question. Why does a minister even have the power to overrule police on something as serious as a gun license? Why should an elected representative decide who deserves a weapon? And irony has a dark sense of humor here. Because the same Yogesh Kadam was recently in the news for another scandal. His family's illegal dance bar in Mumbai. The license was in his mother's name. After backlash, they surrendered it. Now, months later, the same man who couldn't control his own family's violations decides who gets to carry a gun. Think about what message this sends to ordinary citizens. If you apply for a gun license for self-defense, you will be grilled for months, sent from one police station to another, buried in paperwork and verification checks. But if your brother runs a gang and you know a minister, you get a license with a signature. This is how public trust dies, not in one collapse, but in quiet betrayals like this. The Ghaiwal family is now untraceable, and yet their influence clearly isn't. The Ghaiwals are part of a long-standing network of gangland politics, where criminals supply muscle and politicians return favors with protection and contracts. We have seen this movie before. Mumbai in the 90s, Nashik in the 2000s, and Pune now. The names change, the pattern does not. As per rules has become the new shield for everything immoral. The danger now is the precedent. If ministers can overrule police on weapon licenses today, what stops them from overruling arrests or raids tomorrow? Then why have a police force at all? Just issue guns, licenses and immunity straight from Mantralaya. That's exactly where Maharashtra is headed if this continues unchecked. So here is my honest take. This isn't just about one minister's poor judgment. It's about a political culture where crime and power have merged into one business model. When the Home Minister of a state treats police objections as suggestions, it's not governance, it's gangsterism with a government letterhead. Every gun license like this chips away at public faith. Every favor to a criminal makes Maharashtra less safe. And the saddest part, the outrage will fade. The minister will still stay and the system will wait quietly for the next scandal. Because in Maharashtra's corridors of power, crime doesn't hide anymore. It applies for a license and gets one.